Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to a new YouTube video, and in today's video we're gonna have a look at all of the weapons in Bloodstrike. Which weapons are actually good to use, which ones are meta, which ones are just fun to play, and which ones are really bad or even underrated. Today we're gonna find that out. We're gonna make a tier list of all of the weapons so you guys can have a nice overview of which weapons you should give a try or which weapons are good to grind out. So let's dive into the video, and before I do, I would like to ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We are on our way to 50,000 subscribers, and you guys know what happens at 50,000 subscribers, right? Alright guys, here we are on the tier list. So we have the meta category for really meta weapons, we have the good category for good weapons, meh, for fun, and of course we have the doo-doo category. You know what, I should be adding a category onto this, pretty much saying like, you know, that is toxic, but anyway, we don't have that ready for now. So yeah, let's just get started before this is gonna be like a 30-minute video. So yeah, first up we have the M4. Now the M4, guys, I'm sorry bro, we gotta put it into the doo-doo category. Not gonna lie to you guys, the M4 has been really underwhelming. Unfortunately for us, this is one of the weakest ARs. Even some SMGs will do more damage than the M4. I'm not saying that it is completely unplayable, but a little buff would do this weapon some good. Up next we have the minigun, which I'm just gonna go ahead and put into the for fun category. I don't think anyone actually, you know, would want to play with the minigun unless they're just trying to have fun. You know, we all been there where we had the helicopter minigun plays with our team. So yeah, that's that. Okay, up next we have the Origin, which is a good weapon. I don't think it's like meta per se. You have a few people that continuously play this weapon, but it's very inconsistent. You know, especially with laggers and stuff, some of the hits will not register. So I think it's a good weapon. Very toxic. Probably would put it in the toxic category if there was one, because yeah, we've all been there. Up next we have the P90, which I think is actually a meta SMG. I think the P90 is very good, especially if you're used to playing with this gun. I think you can really shred your enemies. It's just a matter of knowing at what distance you can play the P90, because up close it can really shred people with a vector, even with shotguns. So yeah, P90 definitely a meta weapon. Up next we have the CAC-6, which I think is a good weapon. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. And you know, in the hands of good players that have good aim, you know, there's no recoil on this gun, and you can actually have a really nice time to kill. So I think it's a good weapon. Not meta, but good. Up next, we have the PKM, which I also think is a good weapon. Now, some of you guys might not agree with this, but the hipfire PKM build is actually really insane. And you know what? If you actually master it, I think it can actually beat a lot of guns up close. So yeah, I think it's a good weapon. I don't think it's bad per se, because the damage and fire rate is really good. Up next, we have the Uzi, which I think is still a meta gun. Whether you're playing the single Uzi or the double Uzi. I mean, double Uzi has been nerfed, but like still, I do think it's still playable. But the single Uzi is definitely still a good SMG. I still see a lot of people play it, and I think it's still a good pickup. I personally prefer playing other SMGs nowadays, but that doesn't mean that this is not a good weapon or a meta weapon. Up next, we have the RPG, straight up into the doo-doo category. Don't need to explain. Up next, we have the IMP9, and you know what? IMP9 is kind of meh. This is the most underwhelming SMG that we have in the game out of all of them. And you know what? It doesn't mean that that is a bad weapon. It's just meh. You know, like this is the last SMG that you want to pick up, right? Right? Alright, up next we have the Kala Sniper, and the Kala Sniper goes straight into the meta category. If you guys have played in any of the PC lobbies, you guys will notice that a lot of PC players have actually picked up on the Kala, because it's just a one-tap machine, you know, people flying in the air. If you're running on the ground, you can one-tap people. You can do some serious damage with this thing, and I think it's really good. Up next we have the Vector, which in my personal opinion is the best SMG to use at the moment. I love playing with this thing, and you can really shred people with it. The time to kill on the Vector can be insane, to the point where some people might think you're cheating because the fire rate is so high and the damage output is also really nice. So yeah, definitely my favorite SMG out of all of the SMGs at the moment. You know, maybe the UMP will change things up, but for now, since the UMP at the time of making this video is not released yet, this is gonna be like my top one go-to SMG. Up next, we have the Scar, which I definitely think is a meta gun. I think especially on PC, people don't really like playing assault rifles because of the sniper meta, but I know for mobile, a lot of people love playing this gun, and it has a very good fire rate, very good damage. Even when you like beam people up close in close quarter combat, this can do some serious damage. So yeah, Scar, 100% meta, really good weapon. I think if I'd have to like say what the best you know, assault rifle is, it would be between the AK-47 and the Scar, in my opinion. Some people might actually argue that the Galil is also really good, which I agree on. The Galil is also really good. But yeah, anyway, I'm yapping. Let's move on with the list. Up next, we have the VSS, and VSS I feel is actually an underrated gun. I know it's not a meta gun, but it's also not a bad gun, because with a very specific loadout, you can actually have 59 headshot damage. So I do think it's a good gun, but it doesn't have a lot of bullets. So, and because of that reason, like, it's a good gun. It has good damage output, but the magazines is basically what is killing this gun, to be honest, because if it would have more bullets, I think more people would play this gun. So, you know what? Quite honestly, I'm going to put it in the meh category. You know, it doesn't deserve to be in the good category because of that magazine issue. Up next, we have the MP5, which I'm just going to put into the meta category right there, because I do think that the MP5 is really, really good. Especially with the hipfire build, bro. You can go really fast and just, you know, rain it down on people. I think it's still a very good weapon. Up next, we have the MP155. And you know what? It's kind of meh. Not gonna lie to you guys. Like, it's very hard to play with this shotgun. It's very inconsistent, mostly. Like, if they would buff the damage just a little bit, or if they would like do something about the spread just a little bit, I think the MP155 would actually be a meta gun. But because of its inconsistencies, it is just very, very hard to play with, and you do get outgunned by literally almost any other SMG and any other shotgun as well. So meh, it is. Up next, we have the FAL, which used to be a very meta gun, and then they nerfed it, and then everyone kind of stopped playing with it. So I'm going to put it in the good category. I do still think that it is a good weapon. You can still have a very nice time to kill, but you do need to hit your shots. And honestly, guys, yeah, with the nerf, it was pretty tough. Not gonna lie. All right, up next we have the Deagle, and Deagle is a good weapon. I don't want to put it down on mech category, because you know, those headshot Deagle shots, if you know how to do them, like, oh man, it's pretty nice. So yeah, Deagle in the good category. Up next, we have the AUG. The AUG is a very, very hard gun for me. Like, not because it's a bad gun, it's actually a good gun, but it just gets outclassed by some of the more powerful assault rifles. So I don't really want to put it in the meta category, even though I do know a lot of people play with this gun, and a lot of people love playing with the AUG, but I do think that the superior ARs that are going to be in the meta category are going to always outclass it. So for that exact reason, I'm just going to go ahead and put it into the good category next to the CAG. I think that is pretty fair. Up next, we have the URB. Now, the URB is a really, really underrated SMG, guys. Like, this thing, I am kid you not, does so much damage up close. If you have a hip fire build, and then you just, like, pretty much W key on people, you just push them. Like, you have crazy movement speed, you have crazy damage, and people really get caught off guard with that damage. It's really insane. I'm gonna put it in the meta category because I know you guys are sleeping on it. Like, if you haven't tried out my URB hipfire build, you will be impressed, honestly. Okay, up next we have the FN Poopy, and the FN Poopy is no longer poopy, because quite a few patches ago they actually buffed the FN Poopy, and it's actually really good now. I've actually been playing it myself, and I've been enjoying it. So, you know, I'm not gonna say it's a meta weapon because it is kind of like an off meta pick, but it can definitely go into the good category and no longer in the doo-doo category like it used to be. Not gonna lie to you guys. All right, up next we have the M700. M700 is a very, very good sniper rifle, just like the Kar 98K and the Kala. I'm gonna just go ahead and put it in the meta category because I think it just depends from player to player to their preference as to like which sniper they prefer to play and how you can hit your shots. So M700, really meta weapon. I also love playing with it, and I still think it's pretty good. All right, up next we have the bow, which I'm gonna just go ahead and put in the for fun category. Usually when you're playing a bow, it's for fun. You're looking to just like, you know, vibe, do some movement, get some nice shots off, you know. Up next we have the AR97, and the AR97, I'm gonna put that in the good category. I don't think it deserves to be in the meta category, even though it's a really, really strong gun. But this is a weapon that you don't see people play a lot because of the burst mode, and people really don't like playing burst guns. Well, I say that now, but then we have the QBZ. But anyway, I think it's a good gun. A little bit of an off meta pick. I do think that will change because we have a free skin coming out, and then everyone is going to be playing this. So yeah. Anyway, let's keep it in the good category. I do think it's a very good gun. It can be played really nicely as well. So yeah, let's just keep it at that. All right, up next we have the Glocks, which I'm just going to go ahead and put it into the meta category. Double Glocky, so you guys know what it is. That is really, really fun to play with and also very, very strong. Up next, we have the Kar 98K. And the Kar 98K, we're also going to go ahead and put in the meta category. I think it's really, really good. If you are one of those players that want to do movement quick scopes and you want to go for those flashy plays, Car 98K is for you, and yeah, man, it's really, really good. The only thing that I find a little bit unfortunate sometimes is that when you do shoot with the Car 98K, if you're not hitting a headshot and a body shot, sometimes people will get away if you hit 2 body shots, and it's literally, they get away with like literally 1 HP, which can be a little bit frustrating. So for that reason, I actually prefer playing Kala nowadays, me personally. But anyway, I'm yapping too much. Up next, we have the MCX, and the MCX, I am not gonna lie, guys, it is, I mean, it is kind of down there with the M4. Not gonna lie to you guys, man. Like, this gun, it's okay. I'm gonna put it in the mech category, actually. It's still better than the M4, but like, it's still not the best assault rifle. Like, the fact that it has a higher fire rate than the M4 kind of saves it from being in the doo-doo category. But like, MCX, man, kind of a cooked gun. I don't see a lot of people play with. Kind of meh. Okay, up next we have the AK-47, straight up into the meta category. You guys know how good the AK-47 is, man. Those headshots hit hard, fire rate hard. If you are an experienced player and if you play a lot with the AK-47, you can just beam people in a matter of seconds, even win versus snipers, because, you know, the AK doesn't take a lot of bullets to kill people, especially if you have that good aim. If you can hit headshots, you can actually win against snipers, which is really insane. Up next we have the Galil, and the Galil is also going straight into the meta category. I think AK-47, Scar, and Galil are all really, really good assault rifles. If I would have to rank them, I would go for AK-47, Scar, and then Galil on the 3rd place. That's just my personal preference. For you guys, it might be different, but yeah, they're all equally good. It just depends on the player using them. Up next, we have the brand new shotgun that was recently released, the M1887, and I think this is actually good. When I first started playing with it, I kind of played with the hipfire build a lot, and I thought it wasn't that good. It was very inconsistent, but the ADS build is really where it's at, to be honest. Like, if you guys haven't tried the ADS build, then go ahead and watch my video where I actually tried out the loadout of the #1 M1887 shotgun player, and it was really, really good. I was really impressed, and ever since, I've just been enjoying playing it with it. So yeah, definitely go and give that a try if you haven't done so already. Up next, we have the Magnum. I mean, listen, the Magnum is meta. I mean, I hate to put it in there. If there was a toxic category, I would put the Magnum in there, because I think it's still really, really good. I do definitely see a lot less people playing it, but I mean, even with the nerfs, it's still really, really good in the hands of good players. So I do think it's still meta. Up next, we have the QBZ. All right, that one is also going straight to the meta category. Although I do have to say that the QBZ guys, like, it's toxic, man. It's toxic. Like, bro, I've been playing against Modex, for example, and if you guys have seen his gameplay, like, bro, you just die in less than a second time. There's nothing you can do. Like, this gun is absolutely broken, and I am hoping that Bloodstrike is gonna nerf the QBZ sometime in the next update, because, man, it is just unplayable. Not gonna lie to you guys. And then last but not least, we finally have the SVD, and that is just straight up going into the doo-doo category, guys. Like, you already know, man. I haven't even like grinded the SVD to level 70. I literally have all of my weapons to level 70 golden camo except for the SVD. That's how poopy it is and how like painful it is to play with that weapon. Not gonna lie to you guys. Hell, I even have an RPG golden camo and not the SVD golden camo. Just to tell you guys how bad this is. Anyway, that is it, guys, for today. This is the tier list of all of the weapons that we have in Bloodstrike and what I think about them. I think the meta weapons are definitely weapons that you can and should give a try. These are really, really powerful. The good weapons are also really, really nice, but anything under the good category is very, very hard to play with the current meta as how it stands. And of course, guys, don't worry, we have a brand new SMG coming out very, very soon. It's the UMP. I'm very curious to see how that is going to shake up the SMG meta. Or maybe it won't at all. I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope it helped you out. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Oh, and guys, speaking about like competitiveness, if you guys are interested, go ahead and join the Legend Scrims Discord. This is a Discord server where we're going to host scrims and tournaments. The first tournament is literally happening this Saturday, but don't worry, if you're watching this at a later time, there's going to be a lot more tournaments for you to win some gold prizes in, and of course to meet some really cool and competitive players. So yeah, make sure you join. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.